On the road, in the air, on the water. Buckle up. Always wear a life jacket.
Hi, I'm Rick Burnley, editor of Kayak Angler magazine, and I'm here with Matt from Cashion Rods, and you've got some new things to show us this year, or some kayak fishing rods specific to show us. What makes these rods unique?
Yeah, absolutely, and we get asked that all the time, Rick. The biggest thing in the design and working with our team was they wanted serious rods. Right. These weren't just, hey, let's just think about these, let's throw something together real quick. There was a lot of thought and effort put into these because they wanted serious gear.
Right.
The biggest thing that makes our rods different is we take our base models, right? We're Cashion rods. We're American made. We're designing everything. We're building it in-house. And we're taking our base rods and all we're doing are just making a few subtle changes. So these are our traditional materials that we've always used, traditional actions and powers that we're designing. We're just adapting them with just subtle little changes because the kayak anglers asked us, they wanted the most sensitive rods, right? Performance really, really mattered. So just a few key differences, right? We've got primarily 4 rods in the kayak series. We wanted to keep it really dialed in, really simple and straightforward, just so you didn't need 10 rods, right? You could really take a base model and go out and do several different things with it. This right here, this is our cranking rod, 7'3". Like all of the Cashion cranking rods, they load great, all right? They're gonna load all the way down here through the blank. It's a mod fast action. What I love about a carbon fiber blank is the sensitivity, right? A lot of companies and a lot of anglers enjoy a fiberglass cranking rod because it's so slow. We have been able to match that action, but with carbon fiber, because sensitivity matters, right? A lot of your strikes are coming after the plug is bounced off of something, it's hit a rock, it's hit a stump. You need to know, you need to feel that. What makes the kayak series different, again, same actions as our base models, but we actually went with micro guides, okay? The reason for that is for further casting distance. Micro guides, they harness the energy, they're not gonna have as much line slap. The energy you put in the cast, it's gonna go in the plane of the blank, so you can send that lure further if you're seated, if you're standing, whatever position you decide to be in the kayak, you're gonna get further casting distance so you can get that plug down deeper, so you can get down to where you want to and get further out. All right, the other thing, like with the kayak series, is we went with a very durable rear grip, all right? Going in and out of that rod holder right there, we wanted very durable. We've got our reel seat, which we're putting our finger right on the blank for sensitivity. We cut down the threads in the front, so you put the reel on there, your finger is directly on the blank for sensitivity. Now we did go with a little bit shorter. It's only a ½ inch shorter right here. Here's a traditional handle length, and we'll see if we can see that. But it is only just slightly shorter, just a little bit to give you some maneuverability. All right.
Tell me a little bit about these grips too. They're really unique. I've not seen these. It's almost like a raw carbon. What is that?
Yes, it's a carbon fiber fiberglass.
Okay.
All right. What I love about it is the durability. You can't pick it. You can't chip it. If it gets dirty, you wipe it off. Ultimately, it's about performance. At Cashion Rods, we're all about performance, and it's the little things that start to add up. This is more sensitive. Okay.
It's the grip is more sensitive.
The grip is more sensitive. It's not soft. You can feel how hard it is, right? It's transmitting vibration. Sensitivity is all about getting the vibration from the line to the guide to the blank down to your hand. Like that's where it matters. So every touch point can dampen it. At Cashion Rods, we formulate our own finish epoxy so they don't get soft, right? We don't want them absorbing vibrations. We want them sending it down because it's all about getting it down here, and that hard, dense grip really feels like a shock wave going off in your hand.
Interesting.
Get it wet, suntan lotion, it actually keeps its grip. It has a lot of surface inches.
You can feel the texture on there,
Exactly. That texture is what keeps the grip wet. So got the cranking model. This is a really interesting one. All right, the guys really wanted this. So when you're kayak fishing, this is the worm jig rod, okay? All right, Rick, I'm gonna hand this to you, and you're gonna say, whoa, what is this? All right, we have a counterweight in the butt. When you're worm fishing, if the rod tip is down there like that, right here, you're wearing that arm out, and you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to do it. But with the counterweight, the reel on here, it sits right here in your hand. You don't even have to touch it. Studies have shown a counterbalanced rod actually feels lighter than a
Oh, yeah, you can
non-balanced rod.
definitely- yeah.
Can you feel the weight?
Oh,
so
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
actually add weight in the blank. It's just a little feature to make sure that the balance is there, that the
that's
balance
cool.
point. So the kayak guys, or designers, really, really wanted this. We do this in our highest series, our John Cruise series, to counterbalance this rod, but they wanted that in this rod just for that feature so that they can fish it all day for all day comfort. Again, we're going with micro guides primarily for the sensitivity. You get the line, you get that many more contact points because you have that many more guides on the rod, a lot of sensitivity. This is the ultimate sensitivity setup right here. You want to feel everything. And that's what Cashion we can bring. Like that, I love it on the sensitive techniques.
Right.
Top water and all that, well, it's great. You care about the action, you want the rod loading up. But when we can focus on sensitivity and performance, that's when we can really shine because you get down to the materials of what we do. Next, we have a very interesting rod that I am so proud to put my name on because it took so long to develop. This is a brand new blank for us. It's called the Chatter Grass Rod. Chatter Grass Rod.
And it's a new blank too.
It's
so
a
starting
brand
from the
new
blank.
We don't have this blank in any other series, only in our kayak series. And what it's designed to do is really fish a chatterbait through grass. All right, so the guys didn't want to have to pop it. They wanted to be able to leave the rod tip up in case they were sitting down to be able to fish a chatterbait. But the thing is, it loads up. The tip is very fast, then it turns to backbone. That tip loads up if you get hung on grass and pops it loose.
Right.
Like you don't
So
have to
you don't
sit here
have
and
to-
pop it,
yeah.
right? And guess when you get most of your strikes?
When it
it's
pops out,
right when it pops off.
Yep.
So this is one I am very, very proud of. 7'4", so you can really get some long casting distance. We went with micro guides, get long casting distance, but coming through grass, fishing around grass. Now it fishes a chatterbait normal, open water, fishes it great,
Right.
just fine. Where it shines is in around that grass where it just pops loose and it can go.
Fascinating.
And then our kayak guys, they're like, hey, these are rods that are specific to us, but they're using our other series too.
Right, sure.
Right, because they're hardcore fishermen.
Right.
Right. But these were ones that were designed specifically to fit a little niche that we didn't have over there. So that's the biggest thing I'd like to say is we are not making little rinky-dink stuff for kayak. That's just kayak. Right, we're making our premium #1 stuff to fill in where we don't have the stuff that the kayak anglers need.
Excellent.
All right, then we've got our spinning rod. This is actually like a power shaky head rod, great for setting the hook. So when you set the hook, your boat can move or however, if you're not anchored or whatever. This rod can really penetrate the fish, throwing a lot of shaky head. It's more of a power setup for that. Then we have all the other rods if you want it for lighter type stuff. But this is just made for really hammering it home when you need to if you're throwing a deeper shaky head, fishing deeper and so forth.
And you were talking about, sounds like there's been a lot of testing done on these rods. Describe a little bit about, your process for pro staff testing on the rods and everything too.
Well, the Chattergrass rod was a huge pain because we had a really hard time getting it right.
Yeah.
Right. I thought we had nailed it. Well, we hadn't, right? Because they're going out there doing something very specific with it. Corey Dreyer, Jody Queen are two of our huge guys that have worked tremendously. Like they're the ones that we worked with to design this setup with. And so it was a lot of feedback. The other rods were a lot easier to design and come up with because we already had the blanks, right? We had an idea, hey, here's the blank what we're doing, but here's the features that we're going to add. Well, we can do that pretty fast. But when you're designing a new blank, like it matters if you have a little bit of material in this section. All right, oh man, that didn't pop the way that they needed
so Jody
to pop.
would say like, oh, it's not popping the way it was, and then you can adjust where the material is to adjust the action.
Absolutely.
And you do that all in-house and everything too.
Oh, we do all the engineering in-house. So it was a process now. It didn't happen.
They're not easy anglers to reprieve.
I know, that's what I thought it was going to be.
Money's on the line, so yeah.
You're exactly right. Exactly.
Well, that's super exciting. I'm really glad to see some kayak-specific rods that were tested and designed by kayak anglers and stuff too. So thanks for taking us through those. Where can people find out more information about these rods?
Yeah, the easiest place is always cashionrods.com. We've got a full comprehension, and it talks about where we've come from, gives it about us, talks about the materials. We want to be authentic, right?
Yeah.
We really don't have anything to hide. We want to see where your products are made, how they're made, who's making them, right? We like to say we hire the best rod and blank builders on the planet. So you can just learn more about and see the whole story and the whole process.
And that's all important, but in the background of the rod and the final product. So we really appreciate you putting all the effort into it, because we put a lot of effort in there out on the water. Thank you, man.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yep.